Today is February 7th, 2026, and we are currently experiencing a major Arctic plunge right now that is causing havoc through southern Ontario all the way down to the southern states like Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, as well as Pennsylvania, New York, all the way up the east coast of the United States. This is a major system. It has brought some major cold temperatures with it. This is a very dangerous system to be outside in. Today we're going to run through the 48-hour forecast with temperature anomalies to see if we're going to be above average or below average. We're going to look at whether precipitation is on the table, as well as our long-range forecasts. And we'll also see if we're going to be reversing that trend of being extremely cold on the eastern half of the United States and warmer on the western half of the United States. So let's dive into it and let's see if anything is going to change anytime soon. This is the current radar that we're looking at right now, and we just had that major Arctic funneling temperature plunge into the deep southeast of the United States. The good news is if you are in Florida, this did not make it your way. But if you were in Ontario, southern Ontario experienced whiteout conditions, blizzard. They had blizzard warnings. The Highway 402 was closed off with multiple accidents, zero visibility, which caused tons and tons of problems for traveling. This system pushed cold air through Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and all the way up the East Coast as well. And this did plunge down south, like I said, all the way to Georgia. So this has caused those freezing marks to go all the way back down, not to the Gulf Coast this time. It does have some impact on it, on the temperatures down there, but it will not reach freezing point. So this was a very strong system that brought not so much snow, but freezing cold temperatures that we're currently going to experience for the next 48 hours or so. This will last probably until Monday. And if you just look at the current temperatures right now, you do see those colder temperatures from the Hudson Bay, northwestern Ontario region funnel its way down through on southern Ontario all the way down the Ohio Valley, like I said, to Georgia. And we have seen a bit of a pushback right now. As you can see, if you look at the state of Texas, the state of New Mexico, the state of Arizona, we are seeing some pushback on some of the cold temperatures that want to push south. So maybe we're seeing a few signs of spring because it is a little bit of heat that is being pushed northward from those southern states from Mexico. So hopefully we are seeing a reversal trend on that. We do have two major sections still that this is what we've been dealing with for the past few weeks on the western half of the country, and the southern portion of the western provinces in Canada have been experiencing double-digit temperatures. When we're talking about degrees Celsius, they've been reaching temperatures as high as 13, 14, and 15 degrees Celsius in Alberta and Saskatchewan. And this is well above average, especially for me being in Canada. When we hear out west, we always think of temperatures that are so cold, but this has been a different type of winter this year, and our temperatures have been much colder just with the funneling of those colder temperatures from upper Canada that have just funneled its way down through the eastern half of North America pretty much, causing us to have much colder temperatures. So we have two major sections going on right now, warmer and colder, which is what we've had for the last few weeks. Here are some of those temperatures that have been funneling its way down through southern Ontario. And like I said, this went right into Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. These are very cold temperatures. These are about 20 to 30 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. So these are very dangerous temperatures to be outside in. Please do not stay outside for long. If you are, bundle up. This is very dangerous. Please find shelter inside. If you need to run out quickly, please do so. But this is a very strong system. And if we just look down in the Carolinas, this is pushing all the way to Georgia. So we are having below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the freezing mark. And this is a very strong system through Arkansas's northern portions of Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, and Tennessee. So this is a big system. It will get pushed back up north in the coming days, but for now, that's what we have to deal with. And I just wanted to point out some of the Texas heat that has been pushing north, which they're pushing some temperatures near 80 degrees, which is pretty nice for February weather, and it's early February too. They do have some cool downs at night, but it's like a recurrence of warm heat that just pushes its way north. And that's why we do see in the future trends central United States being above average, because they're getting shots of warm, moist air from Mexico down south all the way up north through states like Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. So they will be above average because of these warm shots from the south. And here's our return to normal, because the Gulf Coast had been way under average. The southern portions of Florida experienced freezing cold temperatures where iguanas were freezing off trees and falling onto the ground. They are returning to normal temperatures, which is nice for them, because even having anything close to a freezing mark and with wind chills on top of it, it is way, way different for them to experience that. So they do have the warm waters surrounding the Gulf Coast, and some of those warmer, moist air pockets are pushing their way north. So it is warming up and things are kind of getting back to normal there. Here's our current temperatures right now, and you could just see some of those colder temperatures from up in North Canada have been funneling their way down right on top of the Great Lakes region, and it's kind of just been blocked in there. Now we do see some of it funnel out east over the Atlantic, but a majority of it is staying over the Great Lakes region and a little bit southeast, like states like West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, and New York. Those are your coldest places, and there are some record temperatures that we're looking at because it's so cold. Here are some of the temperature anomalies that are experienced right now in the northeastern United States and southern Ontario. These are degrees lower than what's expected to be average. So there are a few shots of about 40 degrees Fahrenheit below average at this time of year, and we're seeing those numbers in Ohio. Pennsylvania's even getting into some of the action there, and these are really cold temperatures for this time of the year. Southern Ontario is seeing negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit below what's considered average right now at this time of the year. So this is very cold, frigid Arctic air plunging its way south. So this is going to last for a few days, like I said, and I just wanted to show you on the wind chill index here that there is negative 34 degrees Fahrenheit recorded in the Toronto area, which is pretty cold. So please do not stay outside for long, because you can get frostbite in these temperatures if you're exposed to air this cold for not even a long period of time. But this is a major system, and the entire northeast coast and Ontario included, up into Quebec in Canada, is experiencing very cold temperatures. Please be safe, please be careful. Some of the wind gusts that we've experienced yesterday, we had about 60 mile per hour winds recorded in Ontario. There were whiteout conditions on the 402 from the city of Sarnia to London, Ontario, which caused major whiteout conditions with a blizzard warning. So it was visibility was absolutely terrible, which caused tons and tons of accidents. This system has pushed southeast and has pushed out over the Atlantic for the most part, but there are some decent numbers still in North Carolina and Virginia. They're still experiencing about 40 to 45 mile per hour winds, which is about 70 kilometers an hour right now. So there are still some remnants of the system left, and it will take a couple days for this system to move outwards, where we return to normal. As far as the 6 to 10 day probability outlook on their temperatures, like I said, the warmer pushes have been from Texas, central United States, pushing straight up north through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. So those states are going to be above average in the next 6 to 10 days. And because of that, we have fluctuations from west to east a little bit on that. And this is going all the way up to the northeast portion of the United States in about 6 to 10 days. So there is a buffer on when we're actually going to see this, but we have a very strong probability central United States, probably through central Canada as well, that there will be some above average or above seasonal temperatures. And this seems to have that pattern flip that we talked about, the polar vortex reversal, where we have the eastern portion of the United States experiencing above average temperatures. Out west in states such as California, Nevada, Arizona, Oregon, and Washington, you will be experiencing most likely just below average temperatures. But hopefully we can get on the right track out east, because it's been a very long and cold winter. Now, as far as probability of precipitation, the West Coast will be taking some active patterns off the west coast of California, so we will probably see a bunch of patterns follow that jet stream all the way from the west coast to the east. We are tracking a few storms that will be coming up, and it looks to potentially hit the Great Lakes area, and we're looking at potential of freezing rain just because the temperatures are going to be hovering around that freezing mark. So if you are in any of the green shaded areas, you will probably see a little bit more precipitation in the next week or so to 10 days, but there's a strong probability on that extreme west coast, such as Arizona, Nevada, and California, that you're going to be above average looking at precipitation. And this is about the same thing from 2 weeks from now, so I'm not going to go too much detail into that one. Here's where we're just looking at our long-term radar, where we're tracking a few systems off the west coast. We do see the jet stream try and level off a bit. We do see a push of some of that warmer air from the Pacific Ocean, the South Pacific, up into the United States to push some warmer temperatures up into the northeastern portion of the United States, as well as into southern Ontario. If you did follow this system here, February 16th, we do track something that looks to include rain, freezing rain, and snow on the northern portion of the system heading through southern Ontario. So we're going to track that. Now, this is a little bit out of the way still, about 10 days or so, so it's a little bit too far to say it with full certainty that this is going to happen, but we are just keeping an eye on it right now because freezing rain is the most dangerous of situations when we're looking at storms. And here's the freezing rain we're talking about here. We're just tracking this, and it's about the 16th of February. It looks to be rain on the back end of it, which means you will be over zero if this does come to fruition. So we'll follow that. Like I said, there are a bunch of systems coming off that west coast that might bring periods and periods of rain and possibly snow and freezing rain. So we're going to track that. As far as an active weather pattern coming, we are tracking multiple pushes off that west coast of California, all the way following the jet stream pushing out east to places such as Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio Valley for sure is going to be included in this. Maybe even some of those southern states such as Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. I don't think Florida is going to be seeing too much in the way of precipitation on this, but if you are in the Great Lakes region such as Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota might even fall into some of this, keep your eye on it. Now, this is the warm-up that we're looking for, and this is over the next few weeks. We do see that cold Arctic air funnel out into the Atlantic, and we do see warm, above average temperatures settle in. So we're kind of hoping that's the game plan for the next few weeks. So like I said, we do see a reversal of the past few weeks happen. So there's our potential warm-up that we're looking at. And this is just the funneling south of the cold Arctic air that I'm talking about. It tries to funnel its way down south, and it almost gets blocked by warmer air below it. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We're hoping some of that warmer air can keep blocking some of that cold air. And as we get closer and closer to March, the temperatures should just naturally warm up because we are getting closer to spring. The sun is feeling much stronger now. It's a big sign of spring and better weather to come. And here is just another look at our current temperatures. The cold retreats, we do see it push south. It's like a fluctuation, back and forth. We do see shots from the south that retreats that cold air further and further up north. So we will keep an eye on that. That's about as good as we got for the next few weeks, guys. Hopefully Ontario and those states that are surrounding, such as Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New York, hopefully you can find your way above 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit in the next few weeks. So this is what we're looking at for the next little while. As far as the cold temperatures that we are experiencing goes, I think they're going to stick around for the next little bit. I'm going to say hang tough for about 48 hours, and we should see some of those cold Arctic air masses start to make their way out, and we'll see some warmer weather move in. Thank you for joining me on the Border City Kids forecast channel today. I appreciate you being here. If you've been following my weather forecast daily, please hit the subscribe button because I will be back tomorrow to see if our predictions are accurate, because I want to be as best as I can be at giving you accurate weather. I'm your host, Brian. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Sunday.